going to change topics here, change directions, and this is something that's really interesting. And we call the Alchemist here. The topic is like scientific Illuminism is the process of treating your meditative and spiritual practices as opportunities to collect data, recording the experiences each time, finding patterns, and getting clear on the best uses of your spiritual tools. To help us gain an understanding of this practice is Ayesha Adamo.
Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Before I get into the big scientific Illuminism thing, I do want to say that today is a big day for New York because it is election day. So if you haven't gone out to vote yet, get out there and do it. Get your mask on, get your voting gone. And it's also a big deal this year for women who just got the right to vote 100 years ago. The 19th Amendment was passed in 1919 and ratified a little bit over a year later in all the states. So it's a big year. If you're not out there voting, if you're tweeting instead of voting, what are you doing, girl? Get on it. That all being said, talking about other things, logic and reason, not the music programs today, but scientific Illuminism. Here's what's up. It's this process of taking the scientific method and applying it to your spiritual practice and even your creative work, because I feel like those two things really go hand in hand for a lot of creatives. What you can do is really set up a journal dedicated to it. And every time you do your daydreaming, your meditation, your yoga, whatever the practice is, you record the time of day, you record things about the location. It's like a chance to record this data and look back on this data later. So you want to collect as much as you can. Now, starting out, it's just getting in the habit of doing it. But as you progress with it, you write down those interfering thoughts you have about that thing that set you off on Twitter or anything that's interrupting you in your creative process that's getting you away from your integrity with what you want to do. Write all those things down, and then you have a chance each month, each year, whenever you feel like it, to go back and look at what's working and what's not working. Maybe it reveals something about your environment that could be adjusted so that you have a better creative practice and a better spiritual practice and a better chance to get to know yourself on this journey. All of these things can be really helpful if we use that data to make our practice even stronger. And that's basically how it works. There's a lot more I could say about it, and I probably will, because I think this is going to be a theme with the type of things I want to present in the future. But this is a great way to begin keeping integrity about your inner journey and your creative journey. So it's worth checking out and starting to get some work done on it.
I like it, and the point of where you're talking about, like the collecting data, it's like keeping track it's almost like when you say like keeping that, they say to keep that daily diary, but maybe also it's like jotting down. It's like, hey, that negative thought that was blocking me, why don't I write that down and then like cross that out to say, hey, anytime that thought comes up, I'm actually visualizing crossing that out and just negating it and moving on.
Right. That's a great way to get past that. Or like, say you've like got a focused meditation. So you've decided to meditate on a simple shape, keeping your mind focused on a simple shape, like a red triangle. And every time you try to focus, you have this memory of maybe it's your mom saying, oh, what are you going to get a real job or something like that. Knowing that you have that thought a lot and seeing it on paper and tracking how many times you've had it is really beneficial to say, okay, that's really a thing. And I really need to focus on that to put that one aside.